Welcome to Lesson 1. In this lesson, we're going to learn about an overview of the keyboard, the piano keys names, your piano finger numbers, a good piano posture, and start playing with basic exercise number 1. Now let's get started. Firstly, let's look at the keyboard. The keyboard technically refers to the row of keys on any piano. These are some types of pianos. The number of keys on the keyboard depends on your piano's type. There might be 88 keys, 76, 61, or 49 keys. This photo shows you a keyboard with a maximum of 88 keys, including black keys and white keys. Now, some of you might feel a bit overwhelmed. How can I remember that many keys? Don't worry, it's actually very simple. No matter how many keys you have on your keyboard, we only use the first 7 alphabet letters to name the white keys. It means that if you randomly pick a key, its name is gonna be one of those 7 letters. Now I will show you how to easily recognize and remember the keys. Take a look at your keyboard. You will notice that the black keys are grouped together in 2s and 3s. Here on my piano, you see group of 2 black keys, group of 3 black keys, then group of 2, group of 3. And this pattern keeps repeating over and over till we run out of keys. Now let's focus on the group of 2 black keys first and think about it as a dog's kennel. Inside the kennel, of course, there is a dog. So the middle white key in this set is dog, D. Now in the alphabet, which letter is right before D? That's a C. So the left one here is C. And what about after D? That's an E, isn't it? The right one is then E. Now we have C, D, E are the white keys in this group. Cool. Let's move on to the group of 3 black keys. Think about it as a grandparent's house. And those 2 middle keys are people who live in. They are grandparents and aunt. So the 2 middle keys here are G and A. Always remember that it's grandparents' house, hence G comes before A. The first key on the left is the front door. You have letter F here. The last one from the left is then the back door. Here you go, letter B. Now we have F, G, A, B are the white keys in this group. So overall, the tip here is to identify the position of the key in the set of either 2 or 3 black keys. For example, I will pick randomly one white key on my piano, like this one. Firstly, I will be thinking which group it is. The answer is the set of 3 black keys, so we will refer to the grandparents' house. Next, what is its position? It's the first one on the left. Here you go, the front door, which is letter F. Another example, this one is in the group of 2 black keys. Then we refer to the dog's kennel, which we know the middle one is always dog, D. This key is on the right side, so its name is the letter after D, which is E. Easy, right? So one of the exercises that you have today is to do the same thing as what I've just done. Randomly pick a key on your keyboard and figure out its name. You will also find it in the exercise section of today's lesson. Now look at this keyboard chart. We can understand why there are so many keys on the keyboard, but we only need 7 letters to name them. That's because they are repeated over and over. The only difference that you can easily notice is their sounds. For example, this note we figure out is a G. This one is also a G. However, did you notice that the right one sounds higher than the left one? The reality is the more you go to the right, the higher the sound is. Similarly, when you move down to the left, the sound goes lower. Just a note that if you find the group of 2 black keys that is in the middle of your piano, like this one on mine, this key C here is called middle C. Cool, that's all about the white keys names. We will learn about the black keys in the following lessons. Now, how to sit properly while playing the piano. This shows you what is a good posture. The basic rule is to sit up straight. Relax your arms and shoulder. Your elbows should be slightly in front of you. That will give your arms a lot of space while playing. To your left, to your right. If the elbows are to your side or behind you, the bench is too close to the piano. You should also adjust the bench height so that your elbows can be slightly higher than the keys. Now, exciting part, we're gonna play with some warm-up exercise. And before doing that, we are gonna number the fingers on both hands. Thumb is number 1, index number 2, middle is 3, ring is 4, and pinky is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Easy? The practice that we have today is basic exercise number 1. The purpose of this exercise is to establish a good hand position and to develop fingers muscle strength. This exercise focuses on those keys C, D, E, F, G. As we learned, this is middle C. Now I want you to find the next C to your right. This is the next set of 2 black keys. The left one is C. Now let's place your right hand on the keyboard with finger number 1 on that C. Then 2 for D, 3 for E, 4 for F, and 5 for G. Now try playing C, D, E, F, G, and go backwards. F, E, D, C. Then forwards. D, E, F, G, and keep repeating for a couple of times. Start by playing very slowly and pay attention to the followings. Firstly, it's about the hand position. When you place your fingertips on the piano keys, imagine there is a small ball underneath your hand. So you need to keep your hands arched and your fingers slightly curled at all times. Also make sure that your wrist is up, just above the keyboard level, instead of low or too high. Keep your wrist as flexible and relaxed as possible. That's the secret of playing piano beautifully without causing any injury. When pressing the fingertips, bear in mind to not move your wrist like this. Okay? Instead, keep it still and up. You use the strength from each finger, not the whole hand. You might place your left hand on the wrist to help control the movement. I understand that as beginners, sometimes when you focus on the wrist, you might forget about the other parts and end up playing like this. A tip for you to rectify that is to place the fingertips of those 4 fingers to be as close to the black keys as possible. Then arch the hand and curl the fingers. This will make sure that you won't have space to strengthen the fingers. Secondly, focus on the sound of each key. You should hear the loudness to be even among the keys. For example, some fingers like number 4 and 5 are a bit weaker than the others. And as a result, their sound might be not as loud as the others. In this case, make sure that you press them a bit harder. Again, bear in mind to press the fingers only, not the entire hand. That's how you improve the finger strength. Okay, now, after you have been familiar with this, try playing with your left hand. Go back to your middle C and find the next C to your left. This time, place your finger number 5 to C. Then 4 for D, 3 for E, 2 for F, and 1 for G. Similarly, play C, D, E, F, G, and go backwards. F, E, D, C, then forwards. D, E, F, G, and keep repeating for a couple of times. Same points about the hand position and keys sound to be kept in mind as when playing with your right hand. Practice each hand for as many times as you want, then try playing simultaneously. Place 2 hands on the keyboard. Press C together, then D, E, F, G, and backwards. And forwards. And backwards. It might be a bit challenging when you first play 2 hands together. If today you are unable to do it, it's alright, you can try again tomorrow. Don't be stressed out or put too much pressure on yourself. The more you practice, the easier it will be. My recommendation is to practice each hand separately until you are really comfortable that the hand position is correct and the fingers muscles are getting stronger. That's already a big step for today, right? For those who can already play 2 hands simultaneously, you can try the second version of this practice. Instead of starting with C, you will now move your hands to start with G. Play G, A, B, C, D, then backwards, then forwards, and keep going. It's very similar to the original version, but will just help you be more familiar with all the keys. So that's it for lesson 1. I hope that you enjoy it and don't forget to practice what you've learned today. The exercise section will give you a summary of what to practice for this lesson, and I will see you again on our one-on-one tutorial. Thanks very much for watching.